Hello.
Hello.
Hi, everyone. Sorry, we are already giggly. Welcome to A Couple of Sassholes podcast. I'm Brooklyn Johnson.
And I'm still Heather Terry.
And for anyone who this is your first time with us, it's our power hour of true crime where we talk about fucked up people doing fucked up shit, usually for fucked up reasons and sometimes for no reasons at all. What is it like today, Heather?
Today is a little bit of everything, like money, greed, power. You be the judge.
Ooh.
This is the story of the murder of Gary Triano. Have you heard that name?
It sounds really, yes.
It sounds really yes.
Yes. Like I have a whole story in I have a very aggressive level of deja vu right now.
Yeah?
Like that we've done this story, which we haven't.
Right.
And I'm feeling like a flashback to another greed storyline. Mm-hmm. I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
Consider my fancy tickled. Tickled my fancy. For anyone who did not pick up on that. Again, things that I feel like need to be I need people to know is I spent a lot of time alone. I've spent a lot of time alone today. And I am cracked out on a lot of Alani Nu. And as soon as I come in here, I am like a golden retriever. I am ready for fucking attention. Yeah. And I am really excited. And it feels like there's someone at every door in the house. And I am just like, let's go.
Your tail hasn't stopped wagging since we walked in.
Yes. So the things that I wanted to talk about today, my friends.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm going after it.
Let's go.
Where's my little thing at? Oh, first I wanted to make sure that I did a shout out to Hadley. Hadley had her baby.
Yay,
One
so
of our
cute.
like longest term listeners, not the baby. The longest term listener has been Hadley McIntosh, our sweet baby angel.
She's so cute.
Yeah.
And the baby's cute.
Yes. Blakely June.
That's such a cute name.
It is a cute name.
That's a cute name.
And it's like when you would never even like, I wouldn't even fucking put that bow with that wrapping paper, you know? And yet it's the perfect gift. Literally Blakely June.
I gotta go. I can't. But yes, it's a cute name.
Anyway, I just want, I meant to do a shout out last week. I was so annoyed with myself. I was like, how did I forget to shout out Hadley's baby? I'm a failure as a fucking aunt.
I mean, we were all talking about it.
And you would have it, and honestly, if she's upset about it, I would get it.
When Blakely gets older, I'm going to tell her.
What the fuck? Dude,
I'm going to blow your cover.
Not.
Well,
No.
she listened to us while she was in prego.
Yes.
So we're already
in utero.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Yeah, the baby already knows our voices.
Right.
And she is already prepared to cover her drink and not get roofied.
Right.
Make sure she knows who's taking her on dates.
Right.
She will not get into a vehicle that she doesn't know the person. I'm just saying. Yeah. I don't even know if Hadley really has to parent her. Because we did it all.
Yeah. God, it's exhausting. It's exhausting.
Okay. My other thing that I wanted to talk about. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Lots of caffeine. So Practical Magic. Yes. The second movie. Yes. So the movie's coming out. And Heather goes the movie. Because it's based off of a book. It's a book series by Alice Hoffman.
I don't think I knew that. You told me, and I forgot.
I was like, wait, I told you we were going to talk about Practical Magic, but I was like, I want to get her viewpoint, so I'm not really going to tell her what we were going to talk about.
No, I meant you told me that it was based on a book a long time ago.
Yes, I did. And it literally just disappeared from my fucking thing. Okay. First, so the fact that I feel like you already answered my question, I was going to say, firstly, do you feel like when there is a movie that is out that you're in love with and you realize it's after a book that you want to read the book, A, do you want to read the book? And B, do you feel like you have to read the book before the movie?
I think I would watch the movie first and then read the book. Because I'm just new to the audiobook train, like newer. Yeah. Normally I listen to podcasts and they're an hour and I'm done. So I think that I'm a visual person, so I want to watch the movie first. And then go back and I'll be like, oh, that's different. That's different.
See, I struggled the most with the series the series You was based off of a series of books. And they were completely...
You told me that.
I didn't know that it was a book. I fell in love with season 1 of You. And then I became obsessed with the whole book series and had to fucking know more. Mm-hmm. And I struggled a lot with it. And then towards the end of it, I didn't like it at all. I'm not going to lie. I didn't care about the last season. I didn't care about this last season.
Yeah.
then they changed shit that you're like, why the fuck did they change that part of it? So my type A-ness, my tight anus
Your tight
about
anus,
me,
yeah.
constantly like, I have right now the series of Practical Magic, all the books in my cart.
Oh.
Because of how badly I want to know what's happening in the book versus it, but I'm afraid it's going to ruin my life.
Yeah, are you going to read it before?
There's no way I can. It comes out too soon. Like
Okay.
I have my TBR list is already jam packed.
For those who aren't avid readers, that is.
Your to be read
Yeah.
list.
Yeah.
So it's already too long. But I wanted to point out like the series of it for anyone who did not realize that Practical Magic was based off of a series of books. They're really expensive on Amazon if you're looking at them. I can't find any of them in hardback. So if you find them in hardback, hit me up because this is a series I'd want in a hardback. You know how I am about hardback or fucking paperback, especially if it's a series of love.
That's right. And bareback. That's
Back shots? No. Anyway, I've yet to find the hardback books, but you can find them if you like A books in these like overstock places. So it's a 4-book series. Practical Magic was 1995.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And that is the original one. And that's like Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman movie. It's about Sally and Jillian Owens. And then their aunts are Frances and Jet, right? Mm-hmm. And that is the storyline we all know. I'm not going to go into it too much. The second book is Rules of Magic. That one wasn't written. If ChatGPT is correct, because I literally did this really quick, I kind of really want to double check my shit right now. But this one was written in 2017.
Oh.
Yeah. And this one is a prequel. Wow. And probably they said the book that makes people fall in love with the Owens family as a whole. Aww. It's actually placed in 1960s and it follows Franny and Jet.
Oh.
Yes.
Do you think that'll be the next movie? Like after this one?
I don't know because that's... The reason I got into this so hard was because the original actress who played the little girl in the movie she wasn't hired to be and that is stupid.
She wasn't hired or she said no?
No, she was like, I feel like they didn't go after the books at all and they had the opportunity to bring the original cast back and show us through the entire journey, but they chose not to. And so that's what fucked my head up because why are we not going into the 1960s? And it's because obviously we can't really make Frances and Jet go back in time. The actresses, they're going to have to completely hire in new people. Anyway, that one's about them. Mm-hmm. And then 2020 Magic Lessons came out. And this one goes all the way, it's the origin story. It goes back to the 1600s with Maria Owens.
That's cool.
The one who was a slutty bunny. And then they wanted to hang her and she's like, the fuck, bitches. And then the last one is the Book of Magic. That is the one that is coming out now. This was written in 2021 and this is the sequel to Practical Magic. Once more, not in the storyline, right?
Yeah.
Such an interesting way to write shit.
Yeah, that's cool though.
Yeah. And then this is the one where they're like, we're just tired of not being able to fall in love, so we're going to go back and figure out how to break the curse.
Huh.
Yes.
Well, that's really cool. If you're going to buy them, I would probably buy them before. When does the new one come out again? It's on the calendar. I know.
I don't know. I honestly...
Either way, it's going to get more expensive.
You would think it would have already gotten more expensive because no one's going to be rushing to buy a book when the move, like, the price would have already been up. Now, if you're looking right now, like, if you bought one of the books, they're $15 to $20, but you can buy, like, the set for, like, $55 to $70.
Paperback.
Yes. The trashy paperback. Don't get me wrong. I love reading a paperback. I love being able to bend them. But if it's like something of importance, no, I want it to be a hardback. Anyway.
Well.
Just making sure everybody knows what's going on. Because it is August 13th and my little toes are getting very frisky for fall. Yeah. My autism is hitting. And she's hitting hard and fast.
So done with you.
And I don't know what to do about it. I am dying for the temperatures to not be 95.
God bless.
Yeah, I want orange rustic colors in my house.
The heat index this weekend is like 111 in the sun. So
can't wait.
Right. Yes, I can't wait to melt into a puddle of spray tan and mascara.
Yeah, so you told me that I had to have a...
Yep.
Okay, you're going to talk about why I have to have notes? Perf. Look at how cute my clipboard is, though. Thank you, Jessica McDonald. Okay.
Okay, my sources today for my story of Gary Triano, CBS News, ABC News, The Huffington Post, NBC News.
Ooh, this is going to be a good one. You got huffing in there.
Wikipedia. And then there's a couple episodes, but the Dateline episode is the one that you guys have homework for. I got a lot of my stuff from them, but I did it in a different order, and it's very high level. Because if I would have went as deep as they did and then went deeper, then it would be a
3-hour series.
3 hours.
Yeah.
So, okay. So I asked you to bring notes because I want you at the very end. I have it written in here. I'm telling you so you don't be like, I know. Okay, so I wrote it in here that I want to know your opinion when I ask, but you're going to have to take notes to see as I tell you things to think if you think they're important. Because I mentally did it when I was writing this.
Wait, you want me to...
No, oh, she said this guy's name. Or she said this girl's name.
Oh my God, this sounds like way too much effort for me.
You can probably follow along, but I would need a notebook. Look at her.
The thing that kills me about Heather is she knows how obsessive I am about note taking.
Oh yeah.
And so the fact that you just said what you said and I have to decide and decipher in the moment with my critical thinking skills what is important and what is not, this will be 14 pages of notes and I'll be able to rewrite your fucking story. But that's fine. I will be chill. It's okay that I've had 600 milligrams of caffeine.
Right.
Let's go.
Okay, because this one's still highly debated. So I'm not going to dive into a ton of Gary Triano's early life because, like I said, we'd be here all day. Now, Gary Lee Triano was born on November 6, 1943 in Sacramento County, California. He grew up and lived most of his life in Tucson, Arizona. After high school, he went to the University of Arizona and got an accounting degree. After that, he went to law school there as well. So, smarty smart. He was very charismatic and bold, always the center of attention, and lived larger than life. And he loved to be the life of the party. So,
is he gay?
No.
Oh, you just described the perfect gay man.
I know. No, this is Gary.
Okay. He looks like wealth.
Yeah.
Like old money.
Yeah.
And he definitely looks like he has an affair.
Yeah. Well,
I'm making judgment calls here.
So that's Gary, but yeah,
that's Gary.
That's just old Gary.
That's Gary.
Old Gary Bear. No. So at this point, Gary had married a great lady named Mary Cram sometime in the 1960s. So
I would hate to have my last name as a female be Cram.
Yeah, there's a bunch of bad ones out there.
Cram that dig in that putter. That's the first thing I thought.
I know, right?
That's like having your last name be Beaver or Bush or something like that.
Anastasia Beaverhausen.
Yeah. What's that from?
Will and Grace.
Heard.
Yeah. Okay, so Gary and Mary had been together for over 20 years and 2 children together, Heather and Brian.
Oh, cute.
Since they were a young marriage, they were in the figuring it out stage. They have their education. Now they're in the next step, careers, building their lives together, all that stuff. Gary decided to lean into the real estate development and investment world with his education. So he was more of a networking, wheeling and dealing kind of guy, and he was really good at it. He was constantly making deals and creating different businesses. The venture that really took off was his idea of bringing high-stakes bingo to the Native American casino. So he became a big name in that venture.
Interesting. So I'm going to write high stakes bingo.
So between tribal casino investments, high stakes bingo operations, real estate, and all his other shit, he became one of the elite of Tucson. He was always up in the fancy country club. They would throw big ass parties in their huge house, and it was really a who's there. They even were linked to hanging out with Donald Trump and that girlfriend. The last name was Maples that he left his first wife for. I don't know, but he hung out with everybody. Okay, so at one of their fancy parties,
at a time where I'm don't say Trump's fucking name.
I know. I'm I just wanted to drop that and leave it where it lay.
You're I literally just have to say how wealthy he was in the time frame, and we're over here
I know. It makes me want to vomit in and around my mouth.
I know.
So, like, listen. Okay.
I know.
I just wanted to say, it's in the 80s. Real estate.
Well, yes, when it was like, that just shows how high up he was in all of it.
And in Tucson. It's not like he lived in New York City.
Yeah.
So, okay. At one of their fancy parties at their home, Mary was throwing in 1985, a woman named Pamela Phillips showed up. I'm going to call her Pam. So Pam was about 26, 27, newly divorced from her first husband. And I'm going to show you a picture of Pamela Anne Ding Dong. That's
Pamela Anne Ding Dong.
That's Pam.
Oh. Okay, I know this. So I know this somehow. Her teeth are divine.
Oh, yeah, she's pretty.
Oh, my God. Her teeth, her smile, like I got Invisalign wishing my teeth would look like hers. They did not.
Yeah, they're good.
My God. Okay. Pamela Anne Ding Dong. She is crushing it.
Yeah, so that's Pam. So
Cool.
Now, Pam wasn't just pretty. She was smart as well. She had a business degree from the University of Arizona, and she was very successful. She was in commercial real estate. She was a commercial real estate agent worth about $2 million back in the 80s. So, like, he had, like, money, but she still had her own money.
I mean, that's an understatement, yes. Right?
Yeah, once 41-year-old Gary took a look at Pam, he fell hard and fast.
I kind of did. So I get it. She hot.
Not too long after, the two began a hot and heavy affair.
Sorry, is there a photo of Mary Cram?
I didn't pull one up. So.
On purpose?
No.
Okay, so I can look her up?
No, because then stuff will come up. Okay, so there's a 2020 episode that said Gary apparently called Mary while she was taking their children on vacation in Europe. Like, she was taking the two kids overseas. He called her and was like, "Oh, I'm leaving you," while she was overseas. Anyway.
We've got to do better, guys.
Yeah. The two divorced in September of 1985. Also,
okay.
When I was born.
Can we just also, let's do this. How about we do this? How about we do a small little this for him divorcing his wife in the moment he wanted to before he went to somebody else.
I mean, he was still with her.
I don't care.
Oh, okay. I mean, he should have been like, we can't do this until this is done, but there was crossover.
Oh, God. Yeah. I was getting excited thinking.
I was like, don't snap too hard because there was crossover. But he did divorce her. He could have just waited a fucking week until she came home. But anyway.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I redact my statement.
It's easy on this show, though, to make statements early whenever you don't know the whole thing, and I do.
Right.
So,
well, I'm also just like, every time we do these, the people don't just decide to divorce the person. They're just like, I'm going to kill you instead.
So we're like, yay, they actually divorced.
He called her while she was on vacation in Europe. And after fucking a 27-year-old, he dumped her. Yeah. Bravo. We've got a good guy. He didn't kill her.
That bar is on the ground.
Literally.
Yeah. Okay. The two divorced in September of 1985.
Right.
And then Gary and Pam were married on October 4th, 1986. By the way,
a year. Thank God. I thought you were going to say October of 1985.
I thought so too, but no, it was a year. But still, like, of all the things that they had been together for like years and years and years. So, like, I don't know.
At the end of the day, he's living his new life.
Right.
If the thought of me and my husband or you and your husband getting married and them giving two fucks about their divorce or their end dates or their wedding dates from the fuck.
Right. Okay. By the way, their wedding was on a yacht in San Diego and cost $1 bazillion. And then, so did her engagement ring. Guess how much it was worth? I need you to guess. And this is 1986.
1.2 mil.
It's about $250,000. So.
I went Kim Kardashian hard and fast.
Yeah, but still though, like
that's insane.
Yeah, like her shoulder probably hurt from carrying it around. It had to be huge. So
yes.
She was talked about around the Tucson rich people circles as like a gold digger because duh. Don't get me wrong, she had her own money, but like Gary had like money.
Okay, to call her a gold digger though. Mm-hmm. I know you obviously know more than I do.
No, I'm just saying it's
no, but like cash. Everyone. That's what I'm like. She was hot and she was already a millionaire on her own right, and he was hot, and he just happened to be like a multimillionaire. So, and she's a multimillionaire. Yeah. And if you have more than one, that's what I'm saying.
1, 2.
So I'm just like, don't call her a gold digger. Like,
Yeah.
the people around her
Right.
obviously are being little judgy pants. But
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, bitch, I had my own money too. I just wanted a lot more money.
Right. Now, Pam definitely leaned in hard and fast to the fancy life with Gary. They had private jets. They had a big ass home at the country club that they bought. They took vacations to like Dubai and only places that had like yacht ports, like fancy shit. And by the way, this is what I was thinking. I can't imagine having Mary not be a little salty. This is me personally, my opinion, because if you get traded in for a quote younger model, like he leaves you for this younger woman and now he has money and he didn't at the beginning whenever they got together. I don't know.
Yeah.
It would just be a little salty for me.
I've got to be, number one, if I was ever left in any scenario for another woman, gun violence is my first reaction.
Oh my God.
Like, I would fuck
Yeah.
salty.
Yeah.
I literally have to be locked in a closet in a fucking straitjacket.
Yeah.
Just have to say that. But also, I am a realist to like the highest degree.
Mm-hmm.
So at any time that, like, even if my husband tomorrow became famous
Yeah.
and rich, I would assume that at some point he's going to leave me. And I love the man to death.
Yeah.
But I'm just not stupid. Like, if all of a sudden my husband woke up and he had $5 million, I'm going to hope that he's still going to choose my fine ass. But I also understand that now he can procure himself something a little bit better.
Oh my God.
You know, I would just get it. Like, I would fully, the second it happened, I'd be like, okay, I need to make sure I get half.
Yeah, right. I know. But that's what I was saying. She stayed with him for love. Like, even
Yeah, of course she was in love with him.
And then but she was a better lady than me and remained friendly because of her children. So anyway, Pam and Gary had 2 children together also, which made the relationship with his children from his first marriage, Heather and Brian. It brought him closer to him because with the new stepmom, obviously it wasn't wine and roses at the beginning with the stepkids.
Of course.
Yeah. But then that brought
And she's so young.
Yeah.
That's weird.
It brought them all together. And they adored their dad. And he was, from all accounts, even though he was a good father to all 4 of his kids at this point. They lived seemingly a happy, rich-ass life for about 7 years. Then Pam started to notice that Gary's mouth was bigger than his bank account. And here's how that played out.
Uh-oh.
The real estate market had crashed in Tucson, which made him go upside down in his investments and lose a shit ton of money. Gary was like, all right, I'm going to lean in all the way to tribal gaming in that industry at this point. And bingo was his big ticket. It had been going well, so he leaned into that. Then, in 1988, the Indian Gaming Regulatory Act passed in Congress, which heavily regulated outside managing companies from skimming off the top like they had been, basically. Basically, the Native Americans got to keep all the money they made on their land, and they already know how to do it, so why are they giving white men money? We haven't taken enough from them. Anyway, so that happened, and this tanked his high-stakes bingo fortune, and basically because they didn't need him anymore. And then Gary kept some of his investments going in other countries because at this point he was all over the globe and shit, in casinos and investments. But he was robbing Peter to pay Paul, as you say. So he would borrow some money from some unsavory characters, pay this one off. He was kind of not Ponzi scheming.
But feeling pretty Ponzi-like.
Yeah,
a little Ponzu, if you will. I get that.
So there was even a couple rumors. I couldn't pin down any factual evidence, but there was rumored to be mob ties, but I didn't read anything that was official of that, but people were just chit-chatting about it.
Yeah, they usually don't put that in writing.
Yeah.
Unless they want to die.
Right. Needless to say, when Pam caught on to all this, she was like, I'm used to having a bazillion dollars. He was stressed out all the time because he owed everybody under the fucking sun money. Yeah. And then that made them fight. It was very, very toxic. He was even sleeping with a loaded gun on his pillow because on top of owing everything money, she was scared that someone that he owed money to was going to come kill him. So he was sleeping. So yeah, at the 7-year mark, she got that itch and she filed for divorce in 1993.
Damn, so she was not there for the love.
Yeah, I mean,
if you were ever curious,
yeah,
the confirmation was, what the fuck did you do, Heather? She knocked shit. Now things are, this table sideways now.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
Jeez. Wow, that was cute.
Mm-hmm.
That was so cute.
Well, I don't know what to say. I was like,
yes.
Okay. So the divorce, needless to say, was messy as fuck. Pam filed harassment restraining orders against Gary. He filed complaints against her for defamation. After one of their divorce hearings outside the courtroom during a break, Pam threw a whole glass of water at him when she got arrested for that.
Like, you're divorcing me because I'm not wealthy anymore.
It's basically, like, she said it was because, like, he was so stressed out.
And he obviously, like, sucked because he's stressed out trying to keep his hot young wife. I'm sure that is stressful. And he's also, like, 48 to her, like, 34.
Right.
So she's probably like, dude, you are no spring chicken. So, yeah. I still have relatively perky tits. Let's go back in.
Right.
You know?
And of course I feel bad whenever there's kids involved, but neither one of them was going down without a fight. Once all of that was settled, finally, Pam got the house in the divorce in Tucson, like their rich ass house. She sold it immediately and took her 2 kids with him, and they moved to Aspen, Colorado. Because as one does, when you like the lavish life, you move to Aspen.
I'm also amazed that, like, she was allowed to leave the state.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't do that.
With kids?
Yeah, not under the age of 18.
Oh. Well, I don't know how old they were at this point, but I think they were
It
younger.
was 7 years.
Oh, yeah.
They were married for 7 years.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, let me help you out with my notes. If they were married for 7 years, they had to have been under the age of 7.
Yeah.
So legally, usually, but I don't know, you know what I'm not well versed on?
The 90s, man.
Child laws.
The 90s, yeah.
I just know that now you can't do that.
Yeah, so when you think of Aspen, you think of rich-ass people. So put a pin in that. Gary, on the other hand, ended up filing for bankruptcy, claiming $1.3 million in assets while being $26 million in debt. And that was in 93 money. So today it's around 60 million. Million. Yeah.
That's a country.
Yeah. He also had 74 pending lawsuits for non-payments. So she was way better off than him at this point. Instead of calming down his habit and hiding, like, maybe I shouldn't be doing all these things, he continued to be flashy and pretend he was rich because he didn't want to give the life up.
I mean, how would you ever tell people you weren't?
Yeah, like,
I couldn't fathom it.
I would just move and be like, I'm not here anymore. Like,
that is the best thing you can do, guys, is run.
Yeah. I mean,
do not stand and fight.
Yeah.
No, I would move.
I mean, what do you can't make millions of dollars. Like, there's no way he'd build that back up overnight. Like, he's fucked. So he would still go to the country club every single day and golf, even though he owed them money, a ton of money. He would golf every day. He would still tip the servers $100 bills. Like, he could waste that.
What a dumb fuck.
He used to do that all the time. Like, he would feel like, and on the episode on, I think it was Dateline, there was like 3 different ones. His family member was like, oh, he folded it up because the server was young and nice and worked hard, and he gave her $100 bill folded into an origami rose. I'm like, well, keep your roses. You don't have any money. Like, it's borrowed money. It's not even his.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You're running in the red, bro.
Yeah.
That is definitely not your money. You officially have none.
Right. So
the next 60 million you get still ain't yours. Or 26.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So Gary didn't waste time finding a new lady friend, though.
How the fuck?
After Pam left him.
Fucking almost 50 years old. Little silver fox in it. Broke as fuck. There is nothing worse than a 50-year-old man that's fucking bankrupt. There is nothing that would make a pussy drier.
Like, I mean, the circles he's running in, I just don't know how he got one, but he did. The woman,
a dumb one. I'm going to make an assumption.
The woman named Robin came into his life, but you also have to remember, outside looking in, he acted like he did have money. So hang tight
if she
for that.
okay, I don't understand how he could have this much happening and there not be like a finance article in the newspaper.
I know. The 90s. I don't know.
Like watching his crash, like they're.
Yeah.
Because it's pending lawsuits, right?
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, but I get it. Once more, everything paper trail. It's
right.
not the same in the 90s.
Okay, so Robin came into his life, and not too long after, she became pregnant. Yeah. So her relationship was super quick because they broke up before she even had the baby.
Oh.
So I think she got in there and was like, oh, I love you. And then was like, oh, you really don't have any money. Oh, this is a lot.
Or she was just fucking a dude without a rubber and then...
A rubber.
And got pregnant and then got to know him and was like, I don't like you.
Yeah, that could have happened.
Like, let's be honest. If it was within a year...
Right.
Yeah.
That was
They
quick.
could have just really not liked each other that much.
Right. So Gary had great co-parenting relationships with his other two baby mamas, Robin and Mary. But Pam, on the other hand, that was a whole nother story. Pam had settled into life in Aspen. She hired a Manny, which I love that. She hired a Manny. He was there
Power play.
7 days a week, day and night. He was interviewed saying that she was busy on the hunt for a new man. She literally just told him this. She said she had a minimum of a $20 million threshold for her new husband to be worth. Just going to leave that where it lies. So she was trying to get into the very competitive real estate business there in Aspen, but she's also trolling for a dude. She also had a business that Gary had bought her, but she continued to run called starbabies.com that she had launched in the 90s, which was a website that created customized handwritten astrology and planetary charts for infants. Okay. Your face is like, that's dumb.
That is so stupid.
Right?
Rich people, man. That sounds like a really rich white people thing.
Yeah, like I need to take my dog to therapy. He needs to go to therapy.
Aiden just figured out that he's in his whatever phase. And like whenever he was born, Mercury was in retrograde. And I just think it's really important that we like know astrologically exactly what was happening on the day of his birth.
I know. And some lady hand wrote it. I can't. And by the way, I did look and it is dissolved. It is no longer active currently. So if you guys are
that makes me feel like Pamela's alive. Okay.
Trying to get your infants. No, I was just curious if somebody bought the domain.
Oh, Star Baby sounds like porn now. Like that is very sugar daddy vibe.
Yeah. Like what with an astronaut?
Star Babies. Baby? I don't know. That's where you get a
brown star. Oh, I don't.
Ew.
You have said pussy on this episode twice. So
yeah, but not dirty butthole.
Wonderboy Media is not only the proud producer of this glorious magic imploring your ear holes right now, but they're also a big deal.
Get in touch with them today to make all of your dreams a freaking reality.
From using their bangin' ass podcast studio,
where we are right now,
to creating amazing videos and editing our content like the mystical mavericks they are.
Your podcast can go further when you have a Wonder Boy.
Hit up Drew today at WBOYmedia.com.
Or text him day or night at 270.
Just kidding.
Does your face look like a mugshot lately?
Then it is officially time for you to visit Hetef Aesthetics in Owensboro, Kentucky or Nashville, Tennessee.
That's right. Go see our girl Amber Teasley and her team because they'll have your face and your skin look like a damn filter.
And their staff is absolutely amazing. It's like a mini Botox party, which personally is my favorite. You leave looking fresher and you don't have a hangover.
Another good thing is that if you go in there and you tell them that a couple of Sassholes sent you, you get 15% off of everything.
That's unbelievable. So if you have been considering getting that glow up and making that ex jealous, it's time.
She was working hard, though, on that dumbass website, and even though she was still trolling for a man. The Manny was watching all this, and he thought it was weird because she was in all the rich social circles looking for, like, another Gary, and basically, but her neighbor, Ron Young, started coming over, like, a lot. He thought they were hooking up, but he wasn't sure, and he was like, well, they had, like, she would make him, like, candlelit dinner, so, like, I don't get it. But you saw her then. This is the only photo... a younger photo of Ron Young that I could find. That is a mismatch if I ever did see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big mismatch.
No, that feels gross.
Like, right?
That feels gross.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine that naked on a body. Like, that's not worth any amount of money.
No. But he didn't have any. Here's the thing. He didn't have any. So... she started confiding in him, telling him about her finances, her ex, and fessed up that she was about to run out of money too after everything because Gary didn't pay her enough child support. She told him that
she didn't. Oh fuck! I hate when women do that.
So she told him that because Pam had some investment properties, they were in San Diego, but they were still tied up in litigation thanks to Gary. She said he'd threatened to kill her, and he was scared that he'd kidnap the kids. Ron told people that he was working for Pam and StarBabies.com trying to help that take off. Ron's business.
If I had to put all my eggs in that basket,
yeah,
that would be depressing.
I would have
talk about a big shot of depresso.
Right. So Ron's business he was a business advisor. He would help people grow their businesses if they gave him access to all their financial info. However, he was a con man.
Oh, he looks like it.
Right?
I can see that for sure.
He does. He would drain them and take out credit cards in their name and all kinds of shit.
And he got away with that? Okay, that tantalizing. That is tantalizing.
Yeah.
The thought that you could get away with doing that.
Right? You have to be very
It's not
charismatic.
obviously a fucking prince in Saudi Arabia
Yeah.
that you're sending your money to. I'm
Man.
like, this dude, it's obvious. Like, you could be like, oh, I hired this financial advisor or this business consultant, and now all my money's gone.
Yeah.
2 and 2 together.
Right. It's really confusing how Pam was hanging around him because like she's hot and he's Ron, and he's not worth $20 million. Ron's pattern continued of conning because Pam eventually called the cops claiming fraud against him as well. But then when they wanted her to sign the papers, she wouldn't do it. She was like, no, I don't want to go forward with this. Once his other cons caught up with him, Ron was like, I should probably go. Because like you said, people started figuring out and then they were hunting him down. So he left Aspen, but he rented a minivan. And the van got impounded in Yorba Linda, California, where Ron's relatives happened to live. The impound lot was like, hey, dude, like the cops have this van flagged, so they're on their way to talk to you. So you just hang out here. And he was like, yeah, okay. No, he leaves. So like, why did they tell him? I'd be like, I'm just finishing up paperwork. I'll be there in a second. No. The police got there. Ron was gone, but they searched the van and found maps of Tucson, a sawed-off shotgun, an Arizona license plate, and Pam and Gary's divorce papers. So the lead detective was like, okay, so he's a con man, but why does he have this shit in there? So he dug a little bit deeper. 2 weeks later, that detective was watching the news, and he saw that a man was murdered with a pipe bomb in Tucson, Arizona at the country club.
Ooh.
On November 1st.
Why kill a broke person? Intriguing.
Right. On November 1st, 1996, Gary played another round of golf at the country club there and got into his borrowed Lincoln Town Car. He noticed a blue duffel bag that wasn't his in the front passenger seat. Gary never locked his car, and everybody knew it. He slept with a loaded gun, and he didn't lock his car, which is crazy.
Insane.
Yeah. But a witness saw Gary Triano lean over the bag, look into it, and the car instantly blew up.
Jeez.
There was a 17-inch homemade pipe bomb that was remotely detonated from a remote control, like one that is used to control like airplanes and boats, like the fancy ones.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Gary was killed instantly, and the only time they knew exactly what time it was is because his gold watch stopped at exactly 5:38.
I'm amazed that the watch didn't explode.
Right.
He opened up a pipe bomb and looked at it.
Mm-hmm.
I thought there wouldn't be anything left.
Right.
I like truly watch. I'm like,
I think it blew off. I think his hand blew out of the car. I just didn't want to say it.
the car,
Like,
I hear
yeah,
you,
yeah.
but even then, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I still am like, an explosion would blow.
They found part of from his arm down like 200
Jeez.
yards away, and I think that's where it was. Yeah.
I'm still shocked because
yeah.
I just feel like it would like that close
Right.
from the war movies I've watched. I just feel like you'd be gone, like nothing left.
Well, I mean, thankfully it didn't have like he didn't know it was coming.
Of course,
lining
there's
of
every
all
time that I
you
like
know?
if I'm gonna get murdered, give me a bomb.
Yeah.
You know.
And so this bomb was huge. And when I say huge, it peeled the roof off of the car, the windshield. I just told you what I read about the arm. But the windshield of the car flew off over 20-foot trees into the swimming pool at the country club 70 feet away. So, like, it was a big one. While all this was happening and Gary was sadly blown up, his family and friends were waiting at his house for a surprise birthday party. Yeah.
What shit?
So the family,
timing.
you know, the 90s, so they had pagers. and they all started getting 911 pagers, and they didn't understand. And they turned on the news, and that's how they learned. They saw it on the news that they saw his car, and they knew.
Why didn't they just call who paged them?
Well, one of them did, but they turned the TV on when they did it because they all started getting.
Yeah, I'm just like, dude, if we all got a 911, let's all call the person on speakerphone.
Well, the girl on the Dateline said she thought that it was because she was running late because she got the same page and they were at the party and she was on her way.
Oh, that's so sad.
Right.
Oh, my jeez. I think 911 is a really, really intense way to say that you're running late to a party.
Yeah. She was like, it couldn't be anything bad. Nothing bad happens. That's what
I wouldn't assume that somebody blew up.
No. Obviously this looks very mob. So the police started ruling out his business associates. They started looking at his current flings and past wives too, of course, and all of the exes, all of them, were interviewed and cleared. The only one who stood to financially gain from Gary's death was Pam Phillips. She had a $2 million life insurance policy on him. But again, she was cleared and her alibi checked out. She wasn't the beneficiary, but she did have full control of that life insurance policy until her children turned 18. It went to her kids, but she got it first.
Sorry.
His kids were like, well, Pam didn't do it anyway. Why would you even ask? We don't know about his business dealings. He didn't tell us that part. We just knew he was a good dad. Like, that's all we know. Pam had a great relationship with Heather and Brian, who were Gary's oldest kids. Heather had even gone to live with Pam in Aspen after the life insurance policy was paid out. And Pam had built $1 million home, by the way. She didn't just stay where she was at. She, of course, had to build a banging-ass house that was in a magazine. So 10 years go by, and Gary's case was still cold. The detectives were like, okay, by the way, the lead investigator, it was his second homicide ever. Like, the first one was like open and shut, and then he gets this case for his number 2. I'd be like, this is too hard. So they noticed that all the shit, like when they look at it again, they notice all the shit they found in Ron's rental van. And they're like, why can't we find him? Like, he's got to be the missing piece that we're looking for.
Yeah.
They still couldn't find him from, like, when he bolted from the minivan place. So they called in America's Most Wanted to help find Ron. And when the episode aired, they got a call from a chiropractor in Florida who was like, that's my patient. So Ron goes to his next back appointment in 2005, and the cops were there like, no, you're going to come with us. Sorry, you have a bad back. Prison beds suck. Yeah. So they arrested him in 2005 for the fraud charges that he'd skipped out on. Now they're like, they get him back there and they're like, okay, but what about killing Gary? We're not going to talk to you about the other stuff. And he's like, oh, I don't know what you mean. Like, all that stuff. They searched Ron's apartment and his storage unit, and they found his computer with emails from Pam. There were FedEx tracking numbers from Aspen and an Excel spreadsheet with payments she had been giving him for years. They also found a shit ton of phone calls that Ron had recorded with Pam on cassette tapes. These are on the Dateline special, so just watch it. It's called Mystery on Sunset Drive, because they play a lot of them, and you just have to hear how they talk. Because reading it's one thing, but hearing it's just different. But they never come out and say together, let's blow Gary up. But they are very suspect.
Will you say what it's called again? Sorry, Mystery on Sunset Drive. Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm. On one call, for example, and there were hours of them. In one call, Ron says, quote, you owe me 4 and you got your 1.6, which adds up to 2 million. She was late on some payments, so they were still arguing about that because he was adding interest and shit. And she's like, I'm not paying that.
Yeah. Like, shut up, you fuck.
Yeah. Like, no. And he said, quote,
you dumb bitch. You think, like, what are you going to do? Take me to court?
Yeah. Come get me. Like, yeah. So Ron said, quote, you know what you're not going to do? You're not going to like it when you end up in prison for murder. The police were able to get a search warrant for Pam's house based on those in Aspen, but they found nothing. Nothing, no DNA, nothing linking Pam to Ron or the murder of Gary. Now, Ron's fraud charges were dropped for some reason, but he got 10 months for the illegal firearm. Gary's children are hearing all these whispers, like people who thinks they did what, about Pam, and they read through all the police reports, the arrest records, and the transcripts of the calls. They even Heather, who lived with Pam, she flipped the script and was like, my stepmom did this. So
Heather lived with her stepmother?
She went and lived with
as
her,
an adult?
Mm-hmm, to help her run Star Babies. She was working on the website for
Stop
Star
saying
Babies.
Star Babies. I refuse to believe anything with Star Babies. Okay.
So they all came together.
I'm sure Mary loved that.
Right.
Yeah, go work at
work for Star Babies in her $1 million
fucking
mansion she just bought with your dead dad's money.
Yeah, but Mary got divorced, and that was before there was probably a prenup.
Very true.
So I believe that Mary came out real fucking nice.
You know what? You're probably right.
I feel very certain that she got half. She had the kids. She got alimony or fucking child payment. She got money.
She had to get
At the end of the day, she got to walk away with real money from him.
Right.
I hope.
Yeah, me too. So after they read through all this and they were talking to the police and everything, all of his kids were like, she did it. Like, they were standing by her at first. Like, her and Heather were very close.
I mean, 10 years.
Like, yeah, Pam went to like some of their weddings and stuff. Like, they were super close. So they all went to the police and they were like, you have to charge her. And they're like, we don't have enough. There's nothing. It's all circumstantial. So the kids got together on their own to draw attention to it. And they filed a civil lawsuit against Pam and Ron for their dad's death. They were like, cool.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, for you to say that conversations like they had on recording is circumstantial feels like a lie to me. And I would go to civil court too.
Yeah, they
Smart
were like,
kids.
They were like, oh, that's cute. Well, we're just going to get the media talking about it again. So
yeah, I like that.
It brought it to the forefront because they knew, they were like, he's 60 million and like he was 60 million in debt. She doesn't have the cat. We're not going to get probably any money, but they didn't care. They just wanted it in the newspaper, basically.
Still interesting for her to life insurance. Okay.
Right.
But she had that amount of money before too. That's just so intriguing to me. Like if I had $100 and then somebody gave me $5,000 and I had $5,100.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, but I'm going to kill you for $100.
Yeah.
It's just not worth
it makes you think for sure.
Stupid.
So after this, since it brought it to the forefront in Tucson again, it put a ton of pressure from the higher ups in like the city and the police. So they finally charged them both for Gary's murder. Ron was arrested in California and taken in. Pam, on the other hand, had gone to visit her daughter who was studying abroad in Switzerland. While there, she had met her $20 million net worth fella. So needless to say that Pam was like, I think I'm going to stay over here for a little bit.
I'm just intrigued too how then they decided to arrest him with no new evidence if they said it was all circumstantial before.
That. Mm-hmm.
Math ain't mathin' again.
I don't know. So Pam also, got wind that they were looking for her. So Pam, she used to live in a $5,000 a month apartment in Switzerland or somewhere, but she was like, she had friends there, and like then she was like, oh, I gotta go. And apparently overseas they don't make you go through customs and stuff when you just cross borders, so it's a lot easier just to bounce around. So she started moving around periodically all over Europe.
How lucky that she was in Switzerland when they came to arrest her.
Right. She said,
like, how lucky.
Well, they called over there and they went and they couldn't find her. So, because like at this point, like the FBI and stuff, like everyone's, and then they got the people in Narpol. Is that the one? Norpol?
Oh, you're going to say Narnia so hard. My head went right to Narnia.
The one, the one where they're the overseas people where they transport prisoners. I think it's Narpol. I don't know. I could be wrong. Write in the comments because I don't know or care. So
it sounds good. Interpol.
That's it.
Got it.
What's Narpol? Narwhal?
I have no idea.
I don't know. Okay, so I don't know.
International Police.
Math
Interpol.
and facts. Okay. Oh.
I have no idea.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Sounds good. See, say anything with confidence. Okay. So she starts moving around, and what she didn't know is that they were tracking her cell phone because, again, 1996-ish, something like that. Like, you don't think about them being able to track where you're at because of your phone.
No. And a lot of people didn't have them yet.
Or like late 90s, early 2000s. Either way, you didn't think about people being able to track
cell phones weren't. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if they were.
I had one in 2004.
Yeah, you're talking about 90s. I'm like, I don't even know if Zach Morris on Saved by the Bell had one that early.
Yeah, he had a big one, but you wouldn't think you could track it. Like, we didn't really start thinking about that till...
I wouldn't have thought that at all.
So, she's country hopping. Gary's kids actually won the civil lawsuit for the wrongful death. Pam was arrested in Vienna, Austria on December 3rd, 2009. Extradition isn't as fast as it is on TV. So she sat in jail for 7 months waiting to go back.
Damn.
Yeah. They were like, paperwork takes time. You'll be fine. So
2009.
Ron went to see. That's why I think I had a typo on it. I'm saying it out loud. I'm pretty sure she went over there to visit in like 2008, and she was only on the run for like a year.
Got it.
Okay, but still, 2008. No one's thinking about the government looking at your cell phone. Like,
I mean, by then, yes, I did know that.
I didn't.
I did know that. Because I graduated high school in 2006. I do know that you could track phones by then.
Well,
I'm like, now that's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
I was like, in the 90s.
Yeah. So Ron went on trial for murder in 2010 and was found guilty, getting life in prison for Gary Triano's murder. Pam's trial kept getting delayed for another couple years because after coming back to the U.S., she was ruled incompetent to stand trial. She told a psychiatrist, and she saw several doctors, but she told him that she thought that she had been being followed for years, that someone had implanted a tracking device in her head and or neck, and that they had placed one in her passport. She said she had plugs in her brain that allowed other people to control her body, that she was imploding from the inside, like all this shit. Like she basically was saying that she was just a vessel and like the government was controlling her, like, or someone else was. Finally, in March 2011, her mental health evaluations concluded that Pam was, quote, I don't know how to say this word, malingering, yeah, aka exaggerating and or fabricating symptoms.
I go, Pam lost her mind or just did this as a mental health break. Right. That was my
mental health break. She's like, I don't want to go back to jail.
I am just going to make this seem like I'm too crazy to stand trial.
There was a lot of back and forth, though. Like, this was a big debate because no one seemed to agree. No, that's why she had to see so many doctors, because some would be like, no, this is legit. And the others are like, she wasn't ruled competent until October of 2012. They were still fighting. And Pam's trial actually didn't start until February of 2014. So 17 years after Gary was killed.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, and I want to show you a picture of Pam from the trial. That's her. That was her at her trial. And she seems like the one, like, she liked money and, beauty. She kind of relied on her, like, she was smart, but she did her looks as well, too, so.
I can't do math. I got to hit a calculator. So she was 27 when she met him, roughly 7 years married, add another year because it took him a year to get married. She was 35, roughly around that time. She's in her 50s.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was her at her. Here's where it gets.
She could have had a weird nose job.
Yeah.
That didn't work out in her faves.
So, now her defense team was good. And they had some compelling arguments, which I want to tell you real quick. So, because you can't ignore it. There's no way you could. There was DNA found on the pipe bomb that did not belong to Ron or Pam. And Ron is already convicted at this point, right? There was no physical evidence putting either one of them there or linking Pam directly at all. And then what about the $2 million in life insurance? That policy, Pam had actually stopped paying the premiums on that because she couldn't afford it. It was like $600 a month or something. And like a month before he died, she was like, I don't want to pay this. And her friend was like, you need security for your kids. Like, I'll pay it. She had a rich friend, and her friend was like, I'll pay it for you. Like,
oh my God. Be better, Heather.
I was typing this out like she's going to say it. So her friend apparently had missed 2 payments because Pam was like, oh my gosh, that's so sweet of you. Thanks. But she didn't follow up on it. And her friend had missed 2 payments. And the day that Gary had died, Pam called the life insurance policy to check on it, and then called her friend freaking out like, you missed payments. Why didn't you tell me you missed payments? Then Pam...
well, you were going to cancel it, bitch, so get over it.
Then Pam overnighted a payment to the life insurance company the next day to get back in good standing with them. So at first, she doesn't care that the day after she finds out that her ex is dead, it just doesn't look... The timing doesn't look great. But again, they didn't really like each other. Like, I hate to sound insensitive, but her and Gary did not get along at all.
Yeah, like they're
So, like,
divorced. They
yeah.
don't like each other. Like,
So this
is for my kids under the assumption that you're not going to die a healthy 52-year-old or
Right.
whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
but it's just the day of and then the day after. It just
Yes.
looks really.
I mean, the optics are absolutely
but flip side,
terrible.
that's why I said the flip side of that, like, she might have been like, oh my God, I have to get this up to standard because
She would have checked that before she did it.
Yeah.
I don't
know.
don't know necessarily. I'm not sold right now.
So Pam and Ron said that she had owed him money from the property in San Diego that I mentioned, but she owed Ron money is what they were saying. And that's why she was making him the payments, which was $400,000. And which is why he brought that up. Her claim was that Ron was mentioning prison on those calls, trying to extort her because these were after Gary was murdered. And he knew she was a suspect. She didn't know he was recording. So her lawyers were like, he was setting her up.
So why did she owe him money? Did she ever say why?
I guess Star Babies cost a lot. I don't know. Like she just said,
Intriguing.
yeah, I didn't see that. But that's a good question.
Here's my big question. Can I ask a big one real quick?
Hang on. She said it. I
Okay.
remember now. It was because she said it was for back work that he had done for her.
Okay,
And-
so why was that not mentioned from the jump that they were like, it could have been a paycheck?
Mm-hmm.
Firstly, okay, here's my big question. If this dude at one point was worth $26 million, why was his life insurance policy for $2 million? Because life insurance policies are always worth like 5 times what the person was actually worth.
Well, maybe they went by his actual.
Do you know what I'm
assets
saying?
as
Like, we're
opposed
talking about, which would still be more money.
Yeah. I don't know.
You know, like you can do whatever dollar amount you want, right?
Yeah.
And I get for her, like $2 million was high if she was paying the $600 premium and shit.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I'm like, okay,
That's a valid
well,
question.
mine is like, I'm not worth shit, but my life insurance policy would be for like $500,000.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
I don't know.
That's a valid question.
I'm just like, it just doesn't seem like it should be $2 million for
Yeah.
that kind of guy. It would be to cover everything in his life, which should have been like more like 20 mil.
Oh yeah.
But once more, they're paying the premiums. They don't have the money. Yada yada yada.
Right. That is. I mean, that's valid. Also, there in the Dateline, there's a lot of others like that goes for both sides that I'm leaving out. I picked the most prominent ones
Yeah.
that the lawyers talked about because there's some things that people can interpret other ways. So that's why I gave everybody homework to watch that.
Heard.
Okay, but. And then again, Ron saved literally everything, but there wasn't evidence that he knew how to build bombs at all or knew anyone that did. But he kept records of all of his business cons.
I'm sorry. Can you remind me of the year that he died?
90. I feel bad for not knowing. 96.
Sorry, I was trying to.
96 is when they got married. 2003, maybe.
Okay,
I
internet.
don't remember. Yeah,
So he could have looked up any of that.
I could be wrong. I don't really.
Well, I mean, it's internet. If it
Or
it doesn't matter.
90s or 2000. Yeah.
I'm over here just like, okay, could he figure out how to do pipe bombs and people not know that he knew?
But they took his computer and there wasn't any evidence that he looked anything up. I don't know. You know, that's the flip.
Doesn't
there's
mean
a
it has
fl-
to be his.
There's a
Called
flip
library,
side to
you know?
everything.
Like
yeah.
no one's gonna look up that shit. In that not to Google that shit on your computer by
Yeah.
then. Like we all knew IP addresses early.
Yeah, that's true.
So okay, just curious.
So no, it's valid. Pam's defense team brought up another associate of Gary's that wanted Gary dead, Neil McNeese. Neil was a rich heir to a uranium mining fortune who had done business with Gary in the past. Gary had borrowed about $80,000 from Neil and gave him Pam's engagement ring because he didn't have any money at this point. Gave him Pam's engagement ring as collateral and it was like worth a buttload. They said that Gary had swapped that out for a fake cubic zirconia that was worth about $8,000 and Neil found out and was pissed. And he was like, telling everybody, like I think the doctor testified that he was like, I want to kill this guy, and the doctor was like, you should chill out.
Dead men cannot pay debts.
Right.
So that's the number one thing I've ever seen from the mob of people or in anything where they're in like, that's always the things that they say is they're like, why would I kill someone that owes me money?
Yeah.
Dead men cannot pay debts.
That's valid.
So you just hurt them and ruin their life,
Yeah.
but you never kill them because you can't get the money back.
Yeah, I was thinking that too when I was talking about it. But
Intriguing.
The defense team in the trial, they didn't bring this up, which I don't know why. Like, they didn't bring this fact up. They talked about Neil, but they did not bring up the fact that Neil's doctor also said that he was, quote, a terrible drug addict and an alcoholic, using cocaine and heroin all the time. He was a good human when he was sober, but when he was using, he was erratic and had a horrible temper. And again, he would hold grudges, like for Gary. Neil knew about bombs. And even after the Oklahoma City bombing, Neil's girlfriend had called the cops and said that she thought he was involved. And his doctor said that he had mentioned that he wanted Gary dead. He also was, Neil was really into model airplanes and had a workshop with all the shit that could have been used to make a bomb.
What a dork.
The only issue was that Neil McNeese had died in a drug overdose in 2002, so they couldn't question him. The prosecution was like, well, yeah, but where's the evidence for that? So it's like, you never know. You don't know what's going to happen, like with the whole
100% she should be acquitted. If she's not acquitted, I will be upset.
So
just saying, right now in this current moment, you have already given without, like, you have 100% proved without a reasonable doubt that you cannot confirm that she did it.
And something I didn't put down, but I want to add to this. So when in that minivan that they found, Ron had stayed in Tucson under a fake name from someone else he conned for 18 days. Before it was a couple months, but it was like the summer before Gary was murdered. He had a list of Gary's relatives in his car, along with the divorce papers and stuff. In the car. When they asked Pam about it, at first Pam said she didn't know who Ron was, and they were like, no, we know you know. And she's like, oh, he did work for me. Well, then she came back and they said that he was trying to find out if Gary was hiding money, like basically like PI work, because he was only claiming he was worth this much, but she was like, she thought he had put stuff in his family's name because he was close with like his kids and all that. So
that makes a lot of sense.
But then on the other side, it could look like you're stalking him to get his...
Yeah, but why would you have a list of his family, and why would you have a... It sounds way more like he's doing private eye.
And the hotel where he stayed was in between Gary's house, like right at the midpoint between Gary's house and the country club that Gary went to every single day, so he would have to pass that hotel.
We also don't know the hotels in Tucson.
Right.
And we don't know what kind of membership he had.
Yeah.
Like, he could be a Hilton guy. And that's the hotel that he likes because it's walking distance to Longhorn Steakhouse.
It's very true.
That's so circumstantial.
All of it is. So, okay. So after a 7-week trial and 2.5 days of jury deliberation, Pam Phillips was found guilty of first-degree murder of Gary Triano and conspiracy to commit murder or first-degree murder. She was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. In closing statements, her stepdaughter, Heather, gave a statement basically saying, we trusted you and you killed our dad and you're a terrible person, blah, blah.
What evidence did they have on her?
They read through the...
I get Ron.
Yeah.
And I don't. I still would say no. I'm still not convinced. But I would lean on Ron more.
Well, because Ron wasn't a good human
you did not
anyway.
prove to me in any way, shape, or form that Pamela did this.
Right.
This was a bullshit jury decision.
Right.
There's not enough evidence. There's just not enough evidence.
Pam got to speak, and she said, "I'm innocent." If you listen to it, it's interesting. Like, she said, I think it didn't paint her in the best light, in my personal opinion, because she kept saying, I'm innocent, right? And she was like, when you say right at the end, like right after every sentence, it kind of sounded condescending just because of her tone, even though she's just educated and that's just how she spoke. But it kind of sounded like she was like, and this is awful for me, right?
See, that doesn't make her seem smart or condescending. It makes her sound like a Valley Girl stupid twat that is hoping that her confirmation at the end meant the other person across the room felt like they understood. Do you know what I mean? Right?
You just said, do you know what I mean? But
that's why I did it.
Yeah.
That's literally why I said that.
Yeah.
I'm like, that doesn't give you confidence.
Yeah.
It's more of, do you agree with me though, right?
Yeah. But
like, you turn left, right?
That's the difference in jury, though. Like, if you think about it, if we were on the same jury, I'd be like, well, she sounds... I've also heard the audio, but still. Like, we have different opinions. If we were on the same jury, it only takes one. So and it took them 2.5 days and 13 hours to come to this. So,
but there's still no evidence that she had any. You're going off of a phone conversation that she said could have truly been for payments rendered from actual work.
I still think there's enough reasonable doubt, and I agree with you, and I'll tell you why. So, Pam,
sorry, I'm ready to fight over this.
That's
one.
okay. Pam's. I have this much left, and then you can fight away. So Pam's appeals have all been denied. She still claims her innocence to this day, and is in Arizona State Prison, where she's been since June 2nd, 2014. I do want to add, before I ask your opinion, remember the DNA that was found on the bomb? Yes. Pam's lawyers had it tested in 2023, and it did not match her or Ron Young, who the prosecution said built the bomb and detonated it in court. And it was an unknown person, like it wasn't anybody that they have. Literally a few weeks ago, on July 29th, 2026, a judge denied overturning Pam's conviction and said her sentence remains. Just like 3 weeks ago. There's a book called Socialite Scorned by Carrie Crabb. She spent a year interviewing everyone around Pam, and she thinks she's guilty. She also didn't. I don't think she talked to Pam. I obviously didn't read the book, but I looked it up and read the little blurb about it. And like this author who spent a year working on it thinks Pam is guilty. So I'm interested to read the book and dive farther into it than just what I did.
Are you going to?
Yeah. I get if
it's not going to be an audiobook, babe.
Well,
audiobooks are only ones that are like, that's not going to be an audiobook. You're going to actually have to read it.
Well, maybe I will. Because I want to know. Like, I want to know.
Yeah.
And that's the story of the murder of Gary Triano by convicted murderers, Ron Young and Pam Phillips. So what do you think?
Here are my reasons.
Yeah. This is why, see, I knew you'd build a case, and I'm curious to see, and I'm also thirsty, so carry on.
Sorry, 1 second.
Oh no, you're getting your thoughts together. I love it. While we're waiting, don't forget to subscribe to our show. It's free and it helps people find us.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Okay. Number one, the third party DNA.
Right.
That's it. Enough said. The DNA, the only physical evidence found at the scene of the crime, did not match anyone. Mm-hmm. Done. I'm done off that.
Yeah.
Number two.
Okay.
The other portion is they explained with a reasonable reason for the conversation and for the dollar amount. It makes ample sense that if she had been paying him for all that time, that this was payment for work rendered.
And him doing his sleuthing.
Yes. Which also makes a ton of sense because wealthy people do what?
Hide money.
Exactly.
Cayman Islands.
Who would you hire to be a PI? A con man.
Right. I mean,
he knows how to dig up dirt and hide it.
Yeah.
He is a fucking mole.
Yeah. He's a mole.
He's a fucking mole, or he's a squirrel preparing for winter. However you want to think of it.
Right.
The fact that the life insurance policy was as low as it was. She would risk her entire life for a dollar amount that in her world wasn't going to change it.
That's like, what I said.
It was going to change things, but not.
Yeah. I mean, it's Aspen. It's not like the Midwest. Like, it's a very, very.
It's not. I live in a $150,000 house and I'm going to get $2 million. That's life changing.
Yeah.
But if I already have $3 million and I'm $2 million, unless I was going to do investments, and then they got on her computer and realized she had been planning to procure a home that was near that dollar amount, that was going to be an investment property.
Right.
Give me more, right? Mm-hmm. Tell me what that search history was. What was her intention with the $2 million? Was she sure that $2 million was going to turn into $5 million? $2 million split between two people.
You know what I thought of just now is that she spent $1 million of her kids' money building that house. I just thought about that. I'd be like, Mom, what are you doing?
No, what the fuck?
Yeah, like,
well, I mean, if they're living in it, they're only 7.
No, that was her stepkid. Oh, the other one,
right. That money is only their own kids, right? Yeah.
There's 5 kids.
She had young kids.
Yeah.
So her young kids were living with her, and they in that time frame of this, the kids were living at home.
That's true. Yeah.
So she was building the house for her kids.
Yeah.
As well.
When they turn 18, get out. No, I'm kidding.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, too, I could sell the house and I'll get a smaller house. I don't need a whatever fucking house she had. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, and then the fact that they also brought in Neil fucking McNeese.
Yeah.
They brought in somebody who it also could have been, who also had the ability to create the bomb and the type of bomb that was used. All of those reasons alone are too much.
Right.
The defense, that's too much on the defense side for you to tell me that this is leaning towards she's guilty.
See, I think I would be the hung juror, and I would like.
I would be hung.
She already is.
You ain't lying.
But no, I think I would be stuck just because there's too many holes that were poked.
Yes.
And like, yeah, the prosecution was like, well, she told her friend she wanted it would be easier if she just hired a hitman to kill her husband. If you're mad at your ex, you say the most fucked up things.
Hold on.
Like,
whoa, I cannot believe my mind just hit on this. It was a remote detonator, right? Mm-hmm. Did anyone's cell phone hit in the same location?
I don't know, but
it was a remote detonator.
They said it was done a remote with like they said a control that looked like it was to an airplane or a boat, and that's why the defense was like, okay, well, Neil McNeese was obsessed with model airplanes. He built them from scratch and had a workshop. The defense team went back and searched the workshop after the fact, and someone else owned it and said, yeah, there's all this stuff in here. Why didn't they look here?
Did they not
confirm
confirm
he's dead.
Every single person that was at that country club check every phone that pinged from that location because it didn't go off until he reached in to look.
Mm-hmm. So
which means somebody had to have been close enough to make eye contact and see through the vehicle what he was doing.
Yep. They saw him lean over because one of the witnesses said she saw him lean over and then boom.
Exactly.
And then another thing I didn't mention, like I said, I just scratched the surface.
Where's their alibi? Where were the people at in the moment that it happened?
And a man had called the country club that day asking if Ron was golfing there that day. Or not Ron, sorry, Gary was golfing there that day. They don't know who it was. They don't know what time. They
couldn't check the phone.
Day.
They couldn't check the phone records and call the number back. I just think they did a terrible job.
I kind of agree.
I'm like, in this moment, like we literally in 3 minutes of realizing that the bomb had to go off with a remote detonator, that the person had to actually see what was going on and a phone call was placed. And we're not checking to see if they're like, what was their alibi? We never really heard what their alibi was. Oh, it wasn't me because you had to have been there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Pam and Ron's both checked out. Like they were both not.
So then it couldn't have been them.
Or no, Ron's I think was sketch and Pam's.
See, it could Ron. I'm not saying it wasn't Ron,
but Pam was in Aspen.
And somebody else could have dropped off the the thing. But
since
then
his car was always unlocked.
See, so to me, it just. Mm-hmm. No, I do not think Pamela did it.
Yeah, I'm interested to watch the other ones and see how it's presented because, of course, every way I like how Dateline does it because they do here's this side thing.
Yeah,
and they did a good job of it, but they just started out with the bomb, and I wanted to at least give a little bit of info on Gary before we talked about that part. So anyway,
I feel bad for Pamela.
Yeah.
I don't think she did it, and I don't think the police did the appropriate amount of work, and the fact that a judge just recently said that, and we're missing a huge piece of what was going on in that moment. I don't know. Even just pulling the phone record and finding who called. That is a bare minimum.
I'm curious to see what comes up, if anything else comes up, since that just happened 3 weeks ago. And I didn't even know that happened until I was pulling my research. And then I was like, well, where is she now? And then it said that, and I was reading the article. I'm like, how? Like, I started out like, oh, she did it. And then I went back and forth. But then after I heard the defense, and on the show, the defense lawyer is so passionate, like not like paid to be passionate, like she actually gives a fuck about this woman, and she's like, she didn't do it, and she's like pissed. And
the prosecution just didn't give me enough of a case saying that she did.
They basically were like, well, we have the phone calls, and then everything they had a counter. So
reasonable counter, not something stupid,
right?
Because we've seen a lot of things like, well, the knife was in my closet with blood on it. That's not my closet, not my knife. No.
Well, tell us what you guys think in the comments. I'm curious to see. Like, I don't know. I mean, we're just yapping, but like.
Yep. No.
I think that I'm not saying she didn't have anything to do with it. I'm saying that there was too much reasonable doubt for me to vote guilty if I was.
Yeah,
on the
let
jury.
alone a life sentence. We can literally point to a dude that like raped and beat a 9-year-old girl to death, and he'll get 5 years. So
exactly,
just a big pile of bullshit on that too.
Yep.
Anyway,
well, rate, review, subscribe. I was like,
don't forget, subscribing doesn't hurt anyone, but it definitely helps us.
It does. Get tickets to our show on September 27th.
Yes, please.
Yes, all the things. Just do all the things. We
post follow
all
us
the
on
time.
Facebook. Do all the shit.
Yes, please.
We love you. You love us. Let's just do it. Don't forget. Don't get mad.
Get sassy.
We love you.
We love you. Bye.
Bye.
This episode was sponsored, edited, and produced by Wonderboy Media. Get the deets at WBOYmedia.com to see how you can make your podcast dreams a reality.
Help us out and be sure to rate, review, and subscribe wherever you listen to our audio project. Don't forget, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at, of course, a couple of Sassholes.
Want more sass? Become a member of our Patreon for bonus content, merch, and more. Plus, we're on Cameo now, so there's even more ways to get the sass you need just how you like it. As always, don't get mad.
Get sassy.
Theodore, can I pet that dog?